Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates and another live stream here on YouTube. Today I thought we'd do a little chat, because I just finished the Book of Boba Fett last episode, and on top of that we just got the announcement of Obi-Wan, the series, coming on May 25th, right? 1 second, I gotta fix the chat here. There we go. Cad Bane updates indeed. Hello, Sirius. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Emrys, hello there, and Dan. Yes, I just saw that literally the minute I clicked start stream, they announced the Force Unleashed coming to the Switch, which I don't think was previously known. I mean, they've ported a lot of old games now to the Switch, so it's not like a huge surprise, but it's cool to see nevertheless. Maybe it'll be a good time for me to... It could potentially be worth streaming if I hook it up. April 20th, 2022. That could be fun. Maybe I'll get it to the Switch, see if I can hook up the Switch with like a capture card and stream it, because I have never streamed a Switch game. Also could be good to prepare for Star Wars Hunters if I'm gonna stream that. Hamati, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Yes, serious, you missed it. You missed, well, it's not a huge, okay, it is a huge announcement, but it's quick to digest. It's a Obi-Wan poster and release date on May 25th. All right, Bertie, no worries. I hope you get some good sleep. Yeah, Cad Bane. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm gonna wait for some more people to get in here before we dive too much into the discussions, because I know otherwise I'm gonna have to answer the same questions 10 times. How are you guys doing? Protopsych, Lewis, hello there. My overall impression of the last episode was a bit like 6 out of 10 maybe. Not horrible, not great. Some really good parts, some really bad directing, I would say. But yeah. Oh, they did actually put up an article on the Star Wars website. Well, if you say it doesn't show anything new, I guess it doesn't really matter. Read more. Obi-Wan limited series debut May 25th. You incredible girl. Blah blah blah. First look. Teaser poster. 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. That's still. How many years? I can never remember. Is it 17 years? How many years between episode 3 and 4? 19 years. So this is literally in the middle, right in between episode 3 and 4. The downfall, corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice return. The series also marks the... Yeah, so nothing new really. But May 25th, Obi-Wan series arrives. I don't think they've confirmed how many episodes Kenobi will have, if I'm not mistaken. At least not from what I know of. Thomas, hello there. Yes, of course I'm getting Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Definitely. Just watch Clone Wars if you want Cad Bane. I mean, I think basically everything Cad Bane was great. He was great in his first introduction in the last episode, and in this episode, everything he did was just great, badass. And I love that when he actually dueled Boba, he kind of won. Because I was like, why the hell did he lose against Boba in that unfinished scene? So at this point, he pretty much beat Boba Fett without a problem. He was way quicker. He shot him like in the shoulder, I guess, where maybe he didn't have a protection. And then he took off his helmet, and he should have just stopped talking and finished him. But obviously that's not going to happen. At that point, when he said, this is going to be your final lesson, which was also a callback to the fact that Cad Bane actually taught Boba, which I think is pretty cool. But at that point, I kind of almost hoped that Cad Bane would just take off his helmet and then just get out of there, being like, all right, I guess I failed in my mission because the Pikes failed, and then we'd see him later. But then whether or not he died, I don't know if there's going to be a season 2. The ending wasn't really... There were so many weird... I thought the directing was awful in this episode. Like, it was... Some action scenes were so stupid, and... I was like, why? Okay, so first shoot a million times on the shield, which obviously doesn't do anything. And then when the shield is gone, don't shoot at it. All right. I guess that's what we're gonna do. And that random spin that guy did, and yeah, that was just, and how poorly do those droids actually aim? Like they didn't hit jack shit. But I gotta say, I love the droids. I thought they were great. Apparently they were from like unused concept art from Attack of the Clones, and they've been also known in the Legends. They are basically made by the same company or same faction that made a Droidicus, just a bigger version. So I thought that was pretty fun. I really liked the droids overall. And there was some action that was good, like when Boba and Mando first got out. That's exactly the kind of stuff I wanted to see. Them actually using their gadgets, using their jetpacks, showing that they can fight well. So there was good stuff, but some of the action was bad. So it's like, yeah. Oh, they've confirmed it's 6 episodes. All right, my bad. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be end. I also thought that was really weird with how he's like. First of all, how he got so hooked to, I need to protect the people of Mos Espa. They believe in me. Like, dude, it feels like you've been there for like a month and no one gives a crap about him, to be honest. That whole mindset of it's his people, he'll protect them. It tells Cad Bane, and I'm like, why do you all of a sudden care about these people that you have no past history with? You've barely been there, and obviously no one there really likes you. It was weird. Like, I understand he wanted to build that up, but they haven't showed that at all in the season. They haven't shown him. Basically, they show that he's sitting there trying to build up his crime empire, but he's not doing any crime, and no one in the city seems to care about him at all. And then at the end, it's like, oh, we're not suited for this. Like, so dude, so you've been fighting and doing all this stuff for no reason, and then you're gonna be like, we aren't suited for this. Like, okay. Good thing though is obviously we've got Cobb Vanth, who most likely, I mean, he only got shot in the shoulder, so obviously he's alive. He probably won't need to be in that Bacta tank for too long. So I'd love to see him return, and maybe he could be the daimyo or something. But that's still, the daimyo has always been a crime lord thing, and he doesn't like crime. So unless they can just have him run Mos Espa without crime, you know? Yeah, I don't know why Boba cares so much about Tatooine all of a sudden. It's really weird. But yeah, there was some. Yeah, I did notice that thing on Cad Bane's chest blinking, but I've heard people say that basically means his life support is ending, and some people are saying that means he's survived. And honestly, getting shot in the head should be a bit worse than getting stabbed. And I mean, I need to look over the scene again, but it doesn't look like he's stabbed too badly. He's stabbed like here for like a few inches, I guess. So I mean, it's definitely something he could survive, especially with all the robotics he already has. But I feel like they purposely did that, where they can say that he's dead, but they also can bring him back if they want to. They didn't want to close any door. They want to be able to say, if people don't like it or there's not going to be any more relevant stuff, they can just say that he's dead. But then also they can't bring him back. But to be fair, if he's going to be taken out, I think it was a pretty fair ending. He showed that he was badass. He's been really badass in the Clone Wars. He was great when he obviously took out Cobb Vanth, and then today he kind of, yeah, he wrecked Boba Fett. He just stood there in the face of a Rancor and just put up the flamethrower in the Rancor's face, and just, yeah, and then he beat the crap out of Boba, to be fair. So it's like, what the hell? AMD updates available. No, thank you. So yeah, I think, yeah, he's 71 actually, Amati, and that's like the max lifespan of Duros, but they always shift that, you know. So I don't know if he's dead or not. Hello to Jonathan, how's it going? But again, even if he's dead, as much as I think it sucks that they brought him in, made him into a really good character, and then took him out so quickly, it was a fitting end to him, and he did actually win the duel, to be fair, with Boba Fett. He didn't just go up like a jump, he did a good job, so yeah. Yes, you can talk spoilers here. Hyper Beast, hello there. I'm not sure if I remember. I don't remember too much from that event. Or I do remember the event. That was fun. I do remember there was a few of you who came up to us, Hyper Beast, but that's a long time ago, man. 6 years almost, but that was fun. See you later, Spider-Man. No worries. How's the tech issues going? Yeah, so I have now successfully basically spent the last 24 hours installing everything fresh on this PC. As you can see, I've got Windows 11 now instead of Windows 10. And it was surprisingly easy to get all the streaming stuff to work again with the audio and stuff, because Wavelink, Elgato's Wavelink, I know I'm sponsored by them, but my God, it took like 5 minutes to set everything up and make the audio work in between the PCs again and have all the audio channels and stuff. Yeah, it was really easy. My initial hard drive seems to still be corrupted, so I might have lost out about some data, but hopefully not too much. Some people didn't realize who it was in the end credit scene. Yeah, we actually went back and rewatched it, because the first time I was like, that just looks like some random human, and then I was like, oh, okay, obviously it's Cobb Vanth. Yeah, so I had to watch it twice actually to see who it was. It was not over until someone is in the ground. Yeah, I feel like if they want to kill people off in Star Wars, it's like they kind of have to make it obvious, more obvious than that. Yeah, my PC just crashed the other day and completely, I don't know, I couldn't even start Windows after it. It froze, completely froze. And then my hard drive was just corrupted. I had to go into BIOS. I tried a bunch of stuff, switching out RAM. Eventually, I just went and bought two new hard drives actually, because storage is good. So at the moment, I've got like, I don't know how many hard drives I have. I have one 1 terabyte SSD, one 500 gigabyte SSD, one 250 gig SSD, and then I bought a new 4 terabyte storage, and then I have an old 2 terabyte storage. Yeah, so I have about 6 terabytes of normal storage and 2 terabytes of SSD storage. So that's good. and potentially 500 more if I actually get that corrupt SSD to work again, but I don't know. Yeah, I do understand why Cad Bane kind of had to die, and he did put up a good fight. It's like, I'm torn. If he has to go out in some way, that was the way to go. That's actually not bad. If Cad Bane could totally show up in the Andor series, and I think if we saw Cad Bane in more stuff, I mean, he worked great as a live action character. Obviously, I was a bit jarred by his visuals the first time around, but today, if we ignore the fact, like, how he died, he was great. His fighting style, he showed exactly what he was in the Clone Wars. He beat Boba Fett easily in a blaster duel. He was good on hand-to-hand combat. He had his flamethrower. He just stood basically face-to-face with a Rancor. So I thought Cad Bane was great. He was probably almost the highlight of the entire season, except for maybe Grogu. And I thought the Grogu part was so weird. It's basically like he threw away Mando season 2. That entire season was about him letting go of Grogu and having him go with Luke. And then we have this great episode with Luke and Grogu. Loved it. And then it's like, I'm gonna UPS Grogu back to Tatooine with R2. So, all right. So we're back to square one, I guess. I don't think I mind Grogu being back in the end, because obviously we know Luke stuff is not going to work out, so it makes sense. But maybe it was a little bit too quick, and it probably should have happened in Mandalorian Season 3 instead. They should have been able to basically finish this battle without Grogu, I think. So as a Cad Bane superfan, you're satisfied with how they used him. Yeah, like, I'm not 100% sure / happy with the fact that he was taken out, but the way they used him, every word he said, every move he did was 10 out of 10 with Cad Bane, in my opinion. I'd love to hear if you guys don't agree with me, but I thought so. I have a feeling Grogu snitched Yoda's lightsaber. I don't think so, because I think even Luke might have felt like, I think Luke, you can't snatch something from Luke without him knowing, and I also think it would be a little bit too risky to send Grogu. He's still just a kid. I'll give him a lightsaber, especially without proper supervision. Exactly, especially with Mando, who cut himself with the dark saber. So yeah. Is Max Rebo dead? Did we actually? I don't. Did they? Did they show Max Rebo in that scene where they blow up? Where they blew up the? I think it's just weird because for me it's like basically it felt very empty. Most Espa is almost like, right? So there's like 10 fighters left, and that's the entire city. They killed off the 3 big families. They killed off the only place where they actually had some meaningful world building interaction. The cantina, where there was actually some known characters, Max Rebo, and I don't remember what the Twi'lek was called, and it was a a very good world building place, but that place obviously got taken out, so it felt very empty in the end. Like, what was he actually fighting for and protecting? Hopefully Max Rebo had the night off. Fingers crossed, Jonathan. I saw someone actually edit that post-credit scene to have Max Rebo in the Bacta tank instead of Cobb Vanth. Yeah, that mod spin before shooting. The thing is, I actually didn't think about that too much when it actually happened. There was so much other stuff. That was a bit strange with the fighting. But when I saw that afterwards, I was like, what? Why? It's so weird. I think personally, Cad Bane should have stayed dead. I think a better way they could have done it would have been to introduce him as the main villain a bit earlier, maybe episode 1, 2, 3 or something like that, because then he would have actually had more time to build up his character, and then he would also have been felt better if he was taken out. Right now, they basically didn't leave any villains alive, right? They took out the entire syndicate, or not the entire syndicate, but the syndicate leadership on Tatooine and all the syndicate people there, and as well as those families. And so yeah, I guess there's no. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's going to be a Book of Boba Fett episode, season 2. But however, they obviously want to bring forth Cobb Vanth's story. So my question is Boba Fett going to be involved, or is it going to be a thing where they make a new series called like Stories of Tatooine? I don't know, anything like that, where we'll follow along what happens in Mos Espa and Freetown with Cobb Vanth. I don't know if that series would have enough. I don't know if Cobb Vanth and those random characters could carry a series of their own though. But yeah, it's weird though. I don't like that Boba Fett says that in the end. Oh, we're not fit for this. Like, seriously, you've been here a few months and you finally succeeded in getting peace. And the second you get peace, you just want to get out of there. Like, well, that's the whole thing you wanted to do. I thought it was pretty. I don't normally think too much about directing and stuff, but I think it was pretty poorly directed. Like the way some action scenes were, and some angles of the shots and stuff. I think there was some great stuff. I love the droids. But I don't even think that's up to the director. The droids, the Rancor stuff was great, and even though I might not have agreed on Cad Bane being taken out, I thought everything with him was great. But yeah. What rating would you give the season overall? I'm not sure. I probably would. What would you guys rate all of them? I was thinking I would give like Mando season 1 a 9 out of 10, Mando season 2 10 out of 10, and Boba Fett maybe 7 out of 10, something like that. Boba kills Bib, Hutt show up, bounty on Boba, Bane shows up, Bane versus Boba. Yeah, the Pikes, as much as I liked seeing the Pikes in live action, I think the Hutts combined with Bane would have been a better antagonist, because right now we didn't really have any antagonist until Cad Bane showed up, other than the Syndicate, versus those two Hutts would have been good antagonists in my opinion. So I think Yeah, I think wouldn't even have needed the Pikes, to be honest. We could have just gone with the Huts plus Cad Bane. Mando season 1, 8 out of 10. Mando season 2, 9 out of 10. Book of Boba Fett, 6 out of 10. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm too deliberate with giving a 10 out of 10, but I'm also like, what more do I ask for than Mando season 2? Like, is there anything? Yeah, I think that about something like that. 9, 10, 7, or like you said, 8, 9, 6. That kind of rating is probably. Well, what would you guys give? We could maybe we could make a little poll here. Should I do the poll about the season as a whole, or should I do the poll about just the last episode? What do you guys think? I do like the flashbacks though, Hamati, but they could have also introduced a proper antagonist way earlier. Apple Tart, how's it going, man? Good evening. OBI-WAN announcement. We've got a new poster. Official first poster, and it's coming on May 25th. Wait, Janice, did you actually prefer Mandalorian Season 1 over Season 2? That's the first time I've heard that. I don't think the fact that Grogu chose Mando over being a Jedi is... like, the way he did it, or the fact that they did it now, so early, and in the Book of Boba Fett, that's what I don't like. The fact that he chose Mando, I don't blame him. Like, he's a kid. Obviously, he wants to be with his dad instead of being, like, forced to do some boring training and stuff. Like, I totally understand that. I just thought it was maybe a bit too early, and it would have been fun to see Luke be a little bit more liberal and not be like, we gotta follow the strict rules that have already screwed up the Jedi once. And obviously in the sequels, he does say that this Jedi failed. So I guess he just hasn't gotten to that point yet here in the story. But the fact that Grogu picked Mando, I totally understand. He's just a kid who wants to, have fun, you know. But also, it's sad, like, you know, when he said that. Luke said something like, I don't remember what it was. Something with a few years for you is a lifetime for someone else. You know, because like obviously, I don't know when that species becomes adult and starts talking and stuff, but Mando is already 30, 40. I'm not sure. So you know he's gonna Grievous, believe it or not, Grievous, I wouldn't say I liked that Twi'lek, but he grew on me. He was annoying as hell from the first minute, and when he was talking, I was like, get to the fucking point, Jesus Christ. But I kind of understood the character, and I don't know, I didn't hate him in the end. I thought he was a welcome addition as a hated character. I mean, we've had hated characters like Jar Jar and whatever, Alfred in Hobbit, you know, there's so many absolutely, characters like that, but I don't know, the Twi'lek, I was really annoyed by him at times, but I didn't hate him. All right, you name it. Good night. Barry's Offie and the logo. I don't know. There's all we know is that is basically a logo that was used by that Barry's had, I think, on her face. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean anything. Amusingly annoying. That's probably the way I would do it. What score would you give the episode? 6 out of 10 probably. Yeah, those memes. My PC has been restored to its former glory. Actually, not really, but my hard drive seems to still be corrupted, so I have lost a bit of data on it, but I basically reinstalled Windows. I've set up the last 24 hours. I've just tried to set up everything, you know. There's a lot of software. I mean, you got all the Elgato programs, Photoshop, Vegas, Audacity, Steam, Origin, Battle.net, voice meter, a lot of software that I used that I had to basically download, set up, fix all the settings. But it should be working. I've been able to do a stream now, obviously, and I did a video, so I think I've got everything up and running. Yeah, Hamati, I thought she's fine as well. Do you prefer Windows 11 over 10? So far, yes. I mean, it's only smaller differences, but I like that the windows are a little bit rounded in the corners, and I like the way it's easier split windows, so they get grouped up together, stuff like that. I really like that. Otherwise, it's kind of small details UI wise. So yeah, so far I'm liking Windows 11. No, I haven't run into any issues yet. Alex, how's it going? Do you think Luke wanted Grogu to pick Mando instead of lightsaber, but then he would have picked the same thing as he did in Empire before he faced Vader? Not really sure, honestly. Haven't thought about it that way. Serious, it's actually water in it for now. I was like, I'm really thirsty. I want G Fuel, but it's like, yeah, it's basically midnight right now, and if I drink G Fuel, I'm already having trouble falling asleep at a good time. So yeah, no, this is just ice water. Well, yeah, just a heads up. Tomorrow I'm actually heading on a ski trip for the first time in 3 years now, I think. It's only for a few days, but I probably won't be able to do any more streams or videos until probably like Monday next week, I think. Just so you know. Hayden, how's it going? See you later, Janice. Yeah, I know. They made it look like Grogu was destroying the droid, but he only took like a small part out. I was a bit confused about that. At first, I thought he maybe took out some CPU unit or something important, so the droid would fall down. But it seemed to only like annoy the droid or something. I'm not sure. I'm just going skiing in Sweden, so it's a short trip, going 2-3 hours north. Yeah, Hamati, expect news. But I guess we got the news today with OBI-WAN and the Force Unleashed. But tomorrow, Apple Tard. Yeah, we'll see. Good old times but I usually didn't. Oh well, I did. Usually news dropped when I was at the bar. You guys probably remember that. I'm not sure if they ever dropped when I was on vacation, or they usually dropped when I was at a work trip. But that made sense because I usually traveled for EA Play or Star Wars Celebration, and then something leaked when I was on the plane or something like that, you know. So yeah. Yeah, Apple Tard, Force Unleashed coming to Switch. Sorry if I made that sound like a Force Unleashed 3 or something like that, but they just announced that they're releasing the Wii version of Force Unleashed to Switch. So I'm assuming that means you can use your Joy-Cons for it. Thank you for watching for so long, Hayden. I'm actually not even going to bring my laptop and stuff I'm at these, so they better not drop any news. It's only a few days, so yeah. I like the part where, as much as I think Grogu should have been saved for Mando season 3, I liked that he put the Rancor to sleep. I thought that was a nice moment. Oh, really? Hamati, is that version very different from the normal version? I thought it was just a control thing. Oh, it's vastly different? Huh, I didn't know that. I should probably definitely get it then. Yeah, I agree, Apple Tart. I just talked about that before you got in, that it felt like I get it, he wants to control that place and he wants to be the new daimyo or whatever, but the way he's like, these people trusted me, I need to look after them. Like, they don't care about you, and why do you care about them? You have no relation at all to this. I understand the Tuscans, but they're gone. But why all of a sudden do you care so much about Mos Espa when there's no reason for you to do so, really? Like, I don't know. I felt that whole thing was weird. We had lots more boss fights. That's weird. I thought it would just surprised that there's so much difference between the platforms. To be honest, I think it's just Force Unleashed 1 for the beginning. But how much do we know that Boba Fett has been on Tatooine other than Return of the Jedi? I mean, he did do. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe there's more backstory in like the comics and novels that I don't know about. But I still felt like he cared about them more than he should, I think. I don't think I'd like to see Robert Rodriguez direct more Star Wars. I mean, yes, I know he did the episode where Boba Fett returned in Mandalorian, but I think there are better directors. That's what I'll say. Why can't they just have Dave Filoni do all of it? Always. Why do they need to have different directors on the episodes? I've never understood that for these series. Some series they have the same director, or movies they have the same director throughout all of it. Why do they have multiple directors for different episodes? I guess that's normal, but I don't understand why. Oh really, Hamati? Huh. Yeah, it could definitely be something with the Tuscans. I agree. Yeah, exactly. The idea of him protecting the city was fine. They just didn't show his character development well enough. I think that's a good point. And the only place I felt like he had a slight connection to was the cantina that was blown up. So that kind of also made the heart of the city kind of go away. All right, see you later, Lewis, and thank you very much. Yeah, Matty, why not? Around that time, 25th, that's about 3 weeks after the release of Lego Star Wars. No, wait, which date was it again? 25th was May. Obi-Wan. When was the Force Unleashed coming out? 20th. So it's about 2 weeks ish after Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Hopefully, we've covered enough of that game to focus on another game. We'll see. Hamati, I guess that makes sense. I think maybe we praise slash bash the directors more than they might be behind, if you know what I mean. But I do think definitely like camera angles and pacing and stuff is probably up to directors. Colin, I don't know. I mean, we're not 100% sure if Cad Bane's dead or not, but even if he is, I guess that's the way he should go out. He put up a good fight. He fought off a rancor, and if anyone was gonna finish him, it was Boba. Although Cad Bane kind of again won the duel. Do you like Force Unleashed or Fallen Order more? I mean, hard to say. So long since I played Force Unleashed, but probably Fallen Order just because it's a newer game and it kind of does everything Force Unleashed does, but better. But I really like Force Unleashed. It's hard to pick a favorite. Oh yes, I want the Revenge of the Sith game to come out on modern consoles. If they release that game, I will totally stream it for you guys. I had it, again, like you guys know, I didn't play a lot of Star Wars games as a kid at all. But I did play that game on my old Xbox. Basically, all the Star Wars games I played was Battlefront 1, Battlefront 2, the Revenge of the Sith game, the Clone Wars game, or whatever it was called. I think it was called the Clone Wars on my cousin's PlayStation 2, and The Force Unleashed, but that was a few years later. Yeah, I thought it was fun. I really like how Cad he beat Boba and then was like, "This is your final lesson," because he already taught Boba Fett everything and beat him multiple times, including this time, to be honest. Marcus, how's it going? Yeah, I've thought about doing that, Samuel. If I run out of games to stream, I might pick up an emulator. Although I know usually emulators don't. It's not usually the full experience, but I might. Really, Hamati? Like, I didn't hate the Bad Batch. I thought there was some good parts to it, but there was no like wow moments, and I really thought Omega was annoying. And there was some very slow filler episodes in my opinion, but I don't regret watching it, and I definitely don't like hate the Bad Batch or anything. But I think Clone Wars is better, for sure. All right, say goodbye to your roommate Appletard. Send him my regards. I'm gonna try to update the stream a little bit soon. I'm looking at maybe making some new transitions and potentially, hopefully, new intro. We'll see. Maybe some new Streamboss animations and stuff. I want to make it look a bit more fancy. I mean, it's great now. It's just old, or a few years old at least. I would love to get some new alerts for like super chats and donations and members. Or the members one I'm pretty happy with actually. Well, this one is not very nice. That's like a default subscribe thing. But for the members, I like the sound though. The sound effect is probably always gonna stick. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next season of Bad Batch. There's a lot of Star Wars content coming out. It's definitely not my top excited one, but there's still, I'm gonna watch it. At the moment, I'm probably gonna watch all Star Wars stuff because I've enjoyed it all. I might not think, I mean, not everything can be 10 out of 10. We were spoiled by season 2 of Mandalorian, and Boba Fett was still good, had a lot of good scenes, but it could have been better. I was like the only money. I think that's the best one. I actually changed that one out just a few days ago, but I don't think anyone has donated since that, so I haven't noticed. Or I didn't change, or it's still, I had about, I've had a lot of alerts for different amounts, but I've had that one for so long that the donation alert I had for $5, the one that Rocket maybe did, that was like Palpatine voice saying a new donation for Battlefront updates. People really seem to like that one, but it was only for specifically $5, so I've lowered it so it's, or I think I did so at least. Maybe I forgot to do that. But yeah, that one's gonna be used more basically. Eduardo, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Yeah, Wojtek, you might be right. People didn't like Ahsoka initially. Like, I don't hate Omega, and I'll watch the Bad Batch. She might grow on us for sure, but I definitely thought, why is there so many subscriber alerts popping up? Maybe I should disable those alerts, because I know most people subscribing are probably not even watching the stream. But yeah, I think Omega might grow on us. I just thought she was a little bit annoying, to be honest. Go to dashboard. I gotta disable those. Wait, how do I do that? Is that something I do here? I don't even remember. Never mind, I'll leave him for now. No Kenobi trailer, just a teaser poster for it and release date. Hello there, Danger Cat, how's it going? Maybe we'll get a Kenobi trailer. I mean, if it's only 3 months out or something, maybe. It's Super Bowl soon, right? Maybe they'll release it then, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm at the, luckily I'm in the car. It's only in Sweden, so it's a short trip. So I'll have been able to check my phone all the time. Indiana Jones Raiders March alert. I don't think I've had an alert like that, or have I? I'm not sure which one that is. I do have a lot of alerts here. We got a... Huh. It could be on Super. It could be in Super Bowl for sure. Dashcam updates indeed. Should totally do that. Let's check here. Oops. Oops. Yeah, a little bit, Eduardo. They could have focused more on Boba Fett. They could have focused more on Cad Bane. Introduced him a little bit earlier to actually have a meaningful villain throughout the show. Definitely. You might be right, Papa Palpatine. I've got to check if I've got that one. Which one could it be? Join money 5. Maybe it probably is somewhere. Is it this one? Oh wait, I think it's this one. Can I run the test alert of this one? Let me check. Shit, how do you test? Oh wait, I think is this the one? The $10. Let me try. Oh, you mean that one? That's the yeah, the good old.
This is a test donation for $10.
Yeah, there we go. I hope that's the one you were looking for. Yeah, Apple Tart, a little bit like that. That, yeah, not as bad as the sequels were planned, but still. Yeah, that's a good point. Cad Bane should. Yeah, I agree. Do you think we'll see Yoda in the show? Do you mean in the Obi-Wan show? I mean, it would make sense for him to be a Force ghost there. I think so. Yeah, Eduardo, but I feel like that's something basically in all of Star Wars that they need to explain what a cover is. People should normally just run into cover instantly, but Stormtroopers don't, the Pikes don't. And again, the action was a bit strange because it's like I liked the Rancor action. I love the Boba and Mando beginning of the fight when they actually used the jetpacks and actually used their gadgets like they should. I thought that was great. But then there was some very slow blaster fighting where like, well, how are the droids missing them? Why don't they just go into the little... If they were to just go into the... What's it called? Alleyways, those droids are really slow, so they won't be able to hit. So yeah, I don't know. Will Maul be back again in Kenobi? I think he's dead by then? Wait. What year does Darth Maul die? I think that's... Actually, I'm not sure when he dies. Let me check. He dies... No, actually, he could be... Oh, he just dies 2 years before the Battle of Yavin. So, I mean, time-wise, he could show up in the series. But, I mean, he obviously doesn't know Obi-Wan is on Tatooine. So, that it would be if he stumbles across Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan's... I don't know how strictly he stays on Tatooine, if he ever leaves Tatooine, and, like, that's where he's gonna meet Vader and start and do, like, missions or whatever. If that's the case, then it could very well potentially meet Maul, but I feel like they're gonna focus on Vader and Obi-Wan, and that's more than enough. So I don't think Maul's gonna be there. Yeah, Hamati, that was also a bit weird. When they were like pinned down, both Boba and Mando getting shot at, like, first of all, why does no one ever hit around their armor? Like, sure, they have Beskar, but every place in between their armor you can get hit. And why didn't they use the jetpacks when they were like pinned down and being shot at? Like, 1 second they use a jetpack, next second they don't. It's like, I get it if you were to use it and then you run out, but obviously they could use them again later. So it's like, well, you obviously had power left. I don't know. Yeah, jetpacks run cooldown, fair enough. Yeah, Eduardo, I agree. Why did Boba get the Rancor when we could have gotten his ship and ended it in like 10 seconds? I think the reason... I mean, to one degree, yes. But I also feel like you're not that accurate with a ship. And if you were to go on a strafe run and blast those droids... First of all, it's not 100% guaranteed that the blasters would go through the shield. They probably would. But there's a very high risk that he would actually hit the others around the droids, I think. And I think the Rancor was maybe a safer bet, easier to control, or well, he's a Rancor, it's not too easy to control. But that's my guess for that reason. But I mean, he could have taken a ship and dropped off a little seismic charge in that pike house in Mos Eisley. Yeah, blacked out gamer. I don't think Mol will be in there either. Really, Danger Cat? It does? I mean, I don't know if he's constantly in battle, but it's not super... It's not really unrealistic that he would refill his rocket if he goes to his palace, right? I don't know. But yeah, it seems like something that could... Yeah, I don't remember exactly where he went after he shot his rocket, but sounds like a clumsy mistake otherwise. No Battlefront 2 today. I was just planning to do this short discussion stream because it's fun to share your thoughts right after seeing the episode. He definitely had spare rockets, that's for sure. The question is, where did he store them? And if it's in the palace, then it makes sense. Yeah. I haven't tried the movie battles mod, no. But I think I've seen some cool videos of it. I mean, considering all the times he's fired off that rocket, it definitely makes sense. He must have spare rockets. He can't just go and like buy or create a new one every time he fires one. But they're pretty expensive probably, but yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be flashbacks in the Obi-Wan series. I would be very surprised otherwise. Yeah, that would also be a fun series, definitely, between episode 4 and 5 and seeing the rebellion get going. There's really a lot of timelines to explore stuff and factions and parts. It's a huge galaxy and a big timeline, so there's definitely a lot of cool places. Yeah, blacked out gamer. I'm very happy about that too. I hope it's just the hard drive that was corrupted and that there's no other like problem with my PC that's gonna screw up the new hard drive. Because so far, since I got the new hard drive and reinstalled everything, it seems to work fine. So I hope that's gonna be it. Eduardo, I think he's still a more interesting character. He could have been way more interesting, but they give him some good character development, but far from as much as I wanted, if I put it that way. Oh yeah, I want to see both Qui-Gon. Oh man, that would... Liam Neeson could totally play... I hope they bring in Liam Neeson and for a Force Ghost. It makes sense, because he was... No, actually, only in the voice, because he, as far as I understand, he was the first one to half master the Force Ghost power, but he didn't become a ghost, but only a voice, if I'm not mistaken. Unless he's like on that planet. So yeah, it would make sense to have Liam Neeson, unless they do flashbacks. Then they obviously need his full portrayal, but otherwise I think just his voice would make sense. But yeah, guys, we'll have more time to discuss all of this next week. It was fun to share my thoughts right after the episode. Again, like I said, I will probably be away now from tomorrow until the weekend, so I don't know if there's going to be any more... well, there's not going to be any more streams until Monday, probably the earliest. Yeah, just so you guys know, I'll probably tweet some pictures from the skiing from Hoth. And we'll see if I can squeeze out a video tomorrow. I think so, before I leave. I'm sorry, Amati, but it was fun. I'm glad I was able to... I didn't think I was even going to be able to do this stream, because first of all I had to fix the freaking PC, reinstall everything, pack and such, but I got at least to squeeze in a short little stream. Next stream, we'll be back with gaming. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.
Ever hear the tragedy of Darth Vader's wife? No.